Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be talking about the Marvel's Avengers beta, on what I enjoyed about this game and the problems that were fixed. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to help support the channel and to help me get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I would really appreciate that. And so yeah, let's get into this video. So Marvel's Avengers beta. So Marvel's Avengers beta, of course, is by Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, and they were the two companies that had created the Tomb Raider games. You guys should play those. Those were really fun. I really enjoyed all three of those Tomb Raider games they made. But Marvel's Avengers. Okay, so I actually really enjoyed this game, and also this is going to be like a really quick video, but I really enjoyed this video game. I enjoyed it a lot. Now, I know for a fact this is definitely not going to be Marvel's Spider-Man PS4. I know that for a fact. When it comes to review scores, it's not going to beat it. Because this game is gonna get a... I bet it's going to get at least a 7 or 8 out of 10, at least. But I don't think this game is also going to beat Spider-Man PS4's records either. So, I do know that for a fact. But it might be up there, like, beneath Spider-Man. Like, somewhat close to Spider-Man, but not, like, above Spider-Man. But no. But what I want to talk about is what I really enjoyed about this beta. So, I gotta say, the gameplay for this game was actually not bad. Like, it wasn't... Wow. Sorry about that. But what I wanted to say is that the gameplay was not bad at all. It actually... Some of the gameplay almost, like, kind of reminded me of Spider-Man PS4, and I think that the reason why is because you were able to, you know, make enemies go in the air, you could attack them in the air, and you can also do finishers on them. Like, that's what Spider-Man PS4 had. And, like, the dodging, you, like, if you're playing on PlayStation, like, for me, it was, like, left stick and circle to dodge, and that reminded me of Spider-Man as well, because I think they got, like, the style of the gameplay... They might have, you know, used a little bit of the style / techniques from Spider-Man PS4, except not as good, but decent. But the gameplay was not bad at all. Like, and the surprising thing is that I really enjoyed playing as all of them. I honestly thought I would have the most fun playing as Iron Man, which I did have a lot of fun playing as Iron Man, but I had the most fun playing as all of them, though. Like, especially Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel, her moveset and combo set is amazing, though, because I like the fact of how one of her heroic abilities, and that's another thing I wanted to mention. Each character in this game has 3 heroic abilities. One of the abilities for each character is a special move where you press L1 and R1 and you activate their special move. And but what I wanted to talk about Kamala Khan, her gameplay was really good. And this is the thing too. I never was a true fan of flexibility powers and stretching powers. I never was a true fan of those type of powers. I mean, I enjoyed Mr. Fantastic, like the character, but his powers to me never were all that interesting. I thought they were okay, but like not super cool like these other heroes' powers and all that. But honestly, playing this game as Kamala Khan made me really enjoy stretching powers a whole lot more now, because it truly shows you how powerful Kamala Khan is in this game, because that's another thing what she can do. Not only can she stretch, but she can also grow her size. Like, she can, like, grow into a giant, which I thought was really cool how you're able to do that. And one of my favorite heroic abilities is that when you're fighting enemies, you press R1 And while you're aiming at the enemies, when you press R1, her hand literally grows into a giant hand, and she just slams these enemies right into the wall as she stretches her arm out. She just literally like a giant push, like just boom, like literally just smashes the enemies right into the wall. I thought that was a really cool move. But I really enjoy playing as all of them, but the only thing is, when I say all of them, you only play as like literally all of them, like all in one, like you play as all of them literally in one level, and that's it. Like you play as like the original like Avengers, like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, and Black Widow. You're only able to play as all those Avengers in one level, because the reason why I say that is because you are not able to play as Thor and Captain America like for the rest of the beta. You're not able to play as them anymore. Like you only play as Thor and Captain America one time out of this entire beta, and that's it. But I did see how like some people, they were doing like some sort of like glitches or hacks or whatever, but somehow people were able to play as Captain America and Thor like from a glitch or something, because I actually saw like a thumbnail on somebody else's video like where they played as Thor and Captain America. But honestly, guys, don't do that. Like, don't. Well, honestly, you can't even do it anymore, because actually yesterday was the last day to play the Avengers beta, because they only had 3 weekends for this beta, where on the first weekend only people who pre-ordered the game for PlayStation were able to play. Then the second weekend was available for Xbox and PC players who had pre-ordered the game, and the exact same weekend that the Xbox and PC players that pre-ordered the game were able to play, on that same weekend, people who have PlayStation who didn't pre-order the game were able to play the beta for free. So for those people who didn't pre-order the game, you got to play the beta for free for 2 weekends, and that was for me, and I completed the entire beta. Like, I completed all the missions, all the challenges in this beta. But I just enjoyed playing as all of them, though. Now, here's what I want to get into. Here's what I want to get into, though. I really want to get into like the problems this game had before they fixed those problems. So apparently, when you play this game, like for the first time all of us played this game, it was a whole lot of frame drops, and I'm glad they finally fixed the frame drops. And another thing that I had a problem with was the dodging. The dodging I had such a huge problem with. But I'm very glad that they fixed the dodging now. The dodging feels a whole lot more smoother. It doesn't feel like clunky like it did before. The dodging feels a whole lot better now. And the audio is a whole lot better now, because the game had a few audio problems to it, but I'm glad they fixed that as well. But this overall, like, I didn't have any problems with this beta. Like, I honestly thought it was fine. I thought it was really fun to play. Like, that first day when I first started playing the beta, I literally could not stop playing. Like, I was that drawn into this game, though. Like, it drew me in. And what I also wanted to say is this, is that, you know, how, you know, the full game is coming out next week, and I will be doing a video talking about what different versions of the game you can get. But I already told you guys in like the final part of my Avengers gameplay walkthrough, like miniature gameplay walkthrough, I told you guys at the end of that video that I was going to pre-order the deluxe edition for this game, and that's exactly what I'm doing. This week I'm going to be pre-ordering the deluxe edition of Marvel's Avengers. And yeah. So another thing I wanted to get into was the story. The story seems very interesting, but of course, you know, since it is a beta and it's not the full game, they had to cut some parts out for the beta. So like, for example, how like the 5-year time jump. They cut out some of the levels that are in the full game. They cut those levels out for this beta because they don't want to spoil the game for you, which I thought that was pretty cool of them to do that. But the whole point of this game is like to remind you guys what the whole point of this game is. So there's an event at the very beginning of this game, and this is going to be like for the whole full game as well. Because at the beginning of the game, how it starts off is that the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco gets blown up, and the Avengers have to stop the terrorists that were behind it. And the terrorists actually played the Avengers, and they fell into their trap. And Captain America is like proposed dead, but honestly I don't think he was like pronounced dead, but honestly I don't really think he is dead. There's no way. And then a 5-year time jump happens, and then you play as this girl named Kamala Khan. Well, technically that's what it's going to be like for the full game. The full game, after that time jump, you'll be able to play as Kamala Khan. Because remember, like when we saw in the trailers, some of that stuff was not in this beta because they cut that stuff out for this beta because it contained spoilers. Because it might have contained spoilers. Because that has to be the reason why they cut it out. But that's the whole point of this game, is that this young girl named Kamala Khan, she's supposed to reassemble the Avengers and, you know, prove that they're innocent to the world and that the world can trust them again. And, yeah, like, that's basically the whole point of this game. Very interesting narrative, I will say that. And, yeah, and another thing is this, too. Like, the cool thing with Iron Man is that I had a lot of fun playing as Iron Man. I liked how, the flying in this game felt very smooth for Iron Man. And I like how you're able to, you know, shoot people with this repulsor blast. That's really cool. And that's another thing I wanted to talk about too, is that when you're playing as Iron Man, the special move for Iron Man is that he's actually able to activate the Hulkbuster suit, and once you activate the Hulkbuster suit, you freaking just slam people into the ground, stomp on them, you knock people into the air and knock them out in the air as well. And then you use the repulsor blast, that knocks them out and you know, takes them out. And then you're able to do this ground slam. They truly show you how powerful this Hulkbuster suit is. And I had a lot of fun using the Hulkbuster suit. But the thing that I wanted to talk about was the gear pieces. Like, okay. So I can't even for real call them gear pieces because they're literally invisible. Like, and it's kind of weird how the gear works for the Hulk. Like, you freaking like give him a new rib cage or like a freaking new spine. Like, what? Like, what sense does that make? Like, what? But like, all the gear for every character is invisible. It does not change their appearance like the Injustice 2 video game. Cause when they have first announced and confirmed that you were actually able to customize your characters with gear, I got super excited. I'm like, oh snap, like we get to change their appearance. We get to make Iron Man's armor look better. But no, the gear is not what you think it is. It's invisible. Like, you can't even notice it. Like, you don't even notice it at all. Like, it just enhances your character's abilities, which is still cool, but it's like, there's no point of calling it a gear piece if there's no, like, actual gear to change your character's appearance. Like, then what's the point of calling it a gear piece? And another thing I wanted to get into is that each hero has a challenge card, and it's basically like a battle pass. Like Fortnite, for example, but except this is like a Marvel version of a battle pass. Which, I'm kind of so irritated with people trying to copy off of Fortnite, because it's like, what's the point of trying to copy off of another game when you know that no matter how hard you try to make it a whole lot better, it might end up being a fail in the end. Like, that's literally the same thing with Call of Duty. But honestly, I'm kind of sick of people like trying to copy off of Fortnite. But speaking of Fortnite, what you can do is that when you complete the beta, what happens is that you unlock these Hulk Smasher and Hulk Buster pickaxes for Fortnite, because Square Enix and Crystal Dynamics, the company who made this Avengers game, have teamed up with Fortnite, so that way when you complete the beta and when you unlock those pickaxes, you can link your account to your Fortnite account in order to use those pickaxes in the Fortnite video game. But overall, I really enjoyed this game. And oh yeah, that's another thing about the Hulkbuster I wanted to talk about. You're actually able to share the Hulkbuster with your teammates that are on your team, and I think that's really cool. Like, for example, like if somebody else is playing as the Hulk and they're at low health and you want to help them out by giving them the Hulkbuster suit, you can do that. And they can use the Hulkbuster suit, and I just think that's really cool. So like if you're playing as the Hulk can get into the Hulkbuster suit. Like literally anyone who's on your team can get into the Hulkbuster suit. And I think that's really cool how they did that. That was a nice touch by Crystal Dynamics. But what I wanted to say is that overall, Marvel's Avengers beta, I really enjoyed it. I cannot wait for the full game. I'm very excited for the full game, see what the story is going to be like and how it's going to play out. And I'm very glad that they picked the who they picked to be the voice actors for these characters in this game. I think that's really cool. But yeah. So Marvel's Avengers beta. Anyone, have you guys played it? What did you think about it? And you know, if you have played it, just leave it down in the comment section below to let me know. And as always, if you want to see more of my content, you can hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell, so that way you guys will be notified when I upload new content. And yeah. So let's see, am I missing out anything else about this beta? Oh, that's another thing that Square Enix needs to fix, but it's not that much of a problem though. But I just wish they wouldn't have the Hulk go down so fast in this game, because literally the Hulk is supposed to be like this very powerful being, which he is, and they truly show you how powerful he is in this game. But the only problem is that he just goes down so fast by these enemies. Like, he's literally getting lasered down. He's down in like literally like 2 seconds. Like, that's all it takes. But hopefully though, maybe there's a skill point like upgrade. Maybe there's an upgrade you can get for Hulk to make him last longer in battle. I don't know. But overall, I really enjoyed Marvel's Avengers, and I'm very excited for the full game, and I cannot wait to pre-order the full game this week. But yeah, Marvel's Avengers. Have any of you guys played it? What you guys think about it? Leave it down in the comment section below. And if you want to see more of my, I know I've already said this stuff, but I'm just saying it just to let you guys know. And if you guys, want to see more of my content, you can hit that subscribe button and help me get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. I would really appreciate that, because that is my YouTube goal for this year, is to get to 100 subscribers. And if you want to be notified as soon as I upload new content, you can hit that notification bell. And yeah, so I will see you all later, and I will be talking about new gaming news later on. And next week, I will bring you the brand new gameplay walkthrough of Marvel's Avengers. Alright, guys, and see you guys, and peace out. Stay safe, everybody, and have a good day, everyone.